Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to February's love reading. It's a pick a card reading. The first part you can see on YouTube or through my link tree, and the rest of it you can see on my Patreon. So join my Patreon and check it out. So this is a pick a card reading. I have 4 decks. I have the Paulina Tarot. So somebody may be waiting for someone. I have the Thoth deck. And again, somebody may be waiting for someone. I wonder what's going on. I have the medieval Scapini tarot, and somebody may need to make a decision. And last, for my shifters, you can see it on Patreon, I have the Harry Potter tarot. So let's see what this person has to say about your life. So check out this reading on my link tree and see the rest of it on Patreon. Okay, let's see. Let's go. So the first deck that we're going to use is the Paulina Tarot. And I like this deck very much. She has a couple of decks. So, oh goodness. Queen of Swords is falling out. She'll be my significator, crossed by the Queen of Cups. That's kind of funny. It seems as if you push people away, but then you get very upset when they go away. And so there's like this real push and pull situation that you've gotten yourself into, where you have like these really high expectations, and but then when your expectations fail, you get very, very upset and very worried and very concerned. And so you get the 7 of Cups above you. So that says that you're in the dating market. You're planning on getting out there and meeting people, and are imagining that, you know, you have to get out there somehow. And underneath you get the Hanged Man. Again, waiting. What's with this Hanged Man? So this Hanged Man is that you are in a space of nothing is happening. You don't know what is going on, and you're just waiting around for something to happen. Now, this card that I have in the past is kind of crazy. It's the Knight of Swords. And so the Knight of Swords indicates that there was somebody that, I don't know, somebody got pissed off or uncomfortable, real avoidant type attachment style, and he got uncomfortable with the way things were going. I get the 6 of Swords, so it looks like you guys were headed in some sort of a romantic direction that was looking good. It was going forward. It seemed good, but then he got uncomfortable and he pushed you away. And so that's just really crazy. And so now you're like, you know, upset because of course you're hurting. There's something inside of you that's kind of been yanked out of you, and you're feeling bad. But then you also want answers. You also want him to repent. You want him to make up for, you know, what he's done. So yeah, underneath this Hanged Man, it also comes with the Devil. You know, this Devil is kind of an interesting looking card. You know, the Devil is that there's an obsession component, and this Queen of Cups, she's very obsessive. She's very worried, and you know, she's very, very worried, very, very anxious. And the Devil is that there's just this obsession that is on this person. And so sometimes the Queen of Cups can be my anxious attachment style, and she can really dwell on things, and it gets really bad when you're dealing with somebody who's avoidant and who is pushing you away and is kind of making you feel like it's your fault, and you know, it just makes you feel terrible. And so you might be having problems like stopping thinking about it and stopping like trying to figure out what's going on. So in the future, this is interesting. This is very interesting. I've been getting this on TikTok too. You get the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is just this really, you know, she's just dynamic. She's pulled together. She's happy. She's living. She's thriving. She is very attractive. And it comes with the Knight of Wands. Sometimes the Knight of Wands means you're moving. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody out there has a move on the front. It's not surprising at all when this shows up. But the Knight of Wands is also somebody really helpful and really useful. And also, you know, the Queen of Wands with the Knight of Wands, it's a little bit of a match. You know, it's a bit of, you know, somebody courting her and a young love, and, you know, getting to know you type of thing. And this is great. You get the Lovers. Look at this. I can't believe it. You guys saw me shuffle these cards. So you get the Lovers, and wow. So the Queen of Wands, Knight of Wands, again, just, you know, like, I did a reading like this the other day. It was really interesting. It, like, this fire sign energy, like this really like fiery energy, you know, really exciting and charismatic, and it, you know, funny and lively, you know, not sad or moody, but like up and cheerful. And so I see great opportunities for this new love relationship and this new romance. And this Eight of Wands is that there may be several people that are interested in you. My Eight of Wands is my dating. It's my many people are coming your direction. There's people around you. But this is definitely a dating, a getting out there and checking it out. And so it's kind of funny, this card above you, this Seven of Cups, where it's like you're thinking about online dating. Well, if you do it, this is what happens. You get cards. If you're not online dating, you get cards that kind of don't go anywhere. But when you are online dating, you get all these men and people in your cards. It's crazy. Online dating changes everything. And so if you're not on it, you just got to check it out. So you get this Five of Wands, which is just worried about confusion, maybe worried about too many people, you know, worried about problems with personalities, clashing with people, fighting with people, worried about arguments. And I think this is kind of interesting because it says that you're going to find strength, that you're going to do well. But you get this Five of Pentacles. But I think the Five of Pentacles is interesting because there's a couple on the card. So it's like a couple goes through some sort of a hardship, which I don't understand, but they get through it together. And so you get the Strength card, which is you know, it's like you have control over the situations that are in your life. And so there may be something that you have to work through with this person that you're dating. So keep it going. You know, it's very interesting. It's like you connect to this person through like a sadness, like you guys share some sort of a loss that you can connect over. And so there's a very positive emotional connection that I'm seeing with this person. So this is February's reading, guys. So let me see what the next deck is going to be. So if the rest of this reading can be found on Patreon, so I'll go over the decks real quick, the remaining decks, and see if there's one that you want. So we have the Thoth deck, and we have Medieval Scapini, very beautiful. And we have the Harry Potter deck. So those are next. So the next deck is going to be the Thoth deck. Let's put Paulina aside. Let me have a sip of water to clear the energy of that last reading. I'm really into water these days. You guys should drink your water. There's an app that I use called Plant Nanny where you grow plants while you drink water. Still the new year. You can still do tracking and fun stuff. So, all right. So this next deck is the Thoth deck. This is by Aleister Crowley, who's a Rosicrucian alchemist, magician, kind of crazy guy, very into symbols and astrology. a lot of people find challenges reading with this deck because it's a little bit different. But I like it. I like it. I used to read with it a lot back 30 years ago. And so I just got a new copy. And so I want to see. So just playing around with it. All right. Let me move that out of the way. Okay. Ooh. 7 of Coins. The first card is failure. Something has happened. Something has happened. And in other decks, the 7 of Coins can be that you're waiting for someone, that you're putting in more energy into a relationship than they're giving back to you. And so what's crossing this card is the Prince of Discs. So this is sad. Okay, it's a tricky situation. I think you're in contact with someone that's a long distance situation, and you're talking to this person, and they're far away. You know, they're just in the distance, and it's very hard to see this person, and I think they're getting even more distant. And so you get the Hermit card. So you might be a little bit alone in this situation. And so you're kind of talking to someone, but how much are you really talking to them? And I wonder, like, what is the scenario of your situation right now? Above you, you get the 3 of Swords, which is sorrow, which is you're expecting something very sad to happen, that you are expecting a sadness. You know, I think you are expecting, what you're expecting is worse than what actually happens. I think things happen in a more progressive way and in a more organic and natural way, as opposed to deep sadness. But it says in the past that it's peace, and so this is, and this is, you may have had a good connection with this person, and I think this person met your needs when they were around, and so it's been a pandemic. People have been distant. People have been, not together, and so this person may have been kind of your rock during this time where not a lot is going on, and so but now they're getting kind of distant. So, like, what's going on with that? Now, I don't think, I don't think it's something that you can worry about on a great level. I mean, I know this is a reading, and readings just kind of can make you worried, especially if you're in a situation that isn't, like, going so great for you. And but everything is temporary. Everything is just an appearance. Like, the truth is love and abundance and, increase and happiness, and temporary sadnesses and temporary disappointments. That's what they are. They're temporary. They're appearances of a nature, and they show up and they go away. And everything that appears, it starts in our mind. It starts within us. Our environment is created from what's within us. Our world, our environment is our looking glass for our mind. And so it says here that you get completion and wealth. Well, the four of Wands can sometimes be, like celebration with people, but I just think it's kind of interesting how it says that there's a completion here. And the Ten of Pentacles is wealth. So there's perhaps some money that is coming, that there is a completion of a cycle that brings you money. It's almost like a paycheck, that you complete something and you get your reward. And I don't know if the situation that you are in romantically is going to be completing, but you do get this Knight of Swords where somebody is being harsh and somebody is pushing you away and somebody is not being completely nice. But you get this very interesting card, the Two of Cups. So in your environment. So it seems as if there is somebody around that there is a deep love there. So this situation with your long distance relationship, if that's what's going on, it may not be necessarily over, because I think there's a lot of love there. But I think this person is going through some hard times, and they may be, kind of rejecting you and pushing you away sometimes. And but this person still does have an attachment. And so I do see a love there. But I'm just kind of wondering. I'm wondering if a change is going to come, eventually. If this is going to turn into something else, and so you get the Devil, which is kind of a crazy card here. You get the Devil, and you get the Queen of Pentacles, which is kind of holding on to the situation. But I don't think you have to necessarily let go of it. I think you are a stable person for this person, and this person relies upon you, and they need you. But you may have to find a way to start, taking it back a little bit, because the obsession, like, there's too much stake that is put on the future, like the future of this situation working out, when it's so like day to day, and so I think the fear of the future is going to be a problem for the relationship. The fear of the future is the problem. And I think that's what, the Failure card is indicating, that there's just this fear of this distance, and what happens if you can't close the distance. So I don't see you letting go of it yet. I see you holding on to it, and I see that there's still some positive connections, and there's still some positivity in it, but there is, it is a relationship in some form, and so it's going to have its ups and downs. And so I think your partner may be going through some dips, they may be going through some dips, and maybe, just getting more and more distant. So if that happens, it's important to, if you're anxious, to express that your need for reassurance from your partner, to express that you need to hear from them and be okay. It's like, you can't necessarily worry about the situation too much, but if it's not a committed relationship, I would consider to continue dealing with it, to continue being in this situation. So, all right, we're going to put the Thoth deck aside and grab the medieval Scapini. All right, the medieval Scapini. These are taken after, like, cards from the Renaissance, court cards. I guess people would play a game of cards in like the 14th, 15th century. And a more modern artist, Scapini, went and I guess took the designs and made a deck that goes after these medieval, these original type tarot cards that, you see in history. So, all right, you guys. So this is the medieval Scapini deck, and the one after this is the Harry Potter deck. So stay tuned. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle one more time to see what is going on with you. Okay, Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is a lot of stress at work. A lot of stress at work. Let's see. Five of Wands crossing. These are kind of cool cards. Five of Wands crossing is just confusion, mass confusion. People are just personalities, problems with personalities. People are fighting and disagreeing, and not getting along, and it's just kind of a problem. And this could be in a relationship too. You could be in a relationship where you are like really at each other, where you guys are just clashing. The cards in the past is the Lovers. So that's kind of interesting. So we have the Lovers card with the Queen of Swords, where, oh, that's kind of interesting. So the Queen of Swords is expectations, really strong expectations and wanting a lot from your lover. And wanting so much may be part of the reason why you're so stressed out, because you're not getting what you want and you're creating confrontation with this person. Let me drink some water. Clear the energy. Okay. So underneath you get the King of Swords and the Popus. So the King of Swords is dealing with someone. He's not always mean per se, but he's kind of selfish. He does things his own way. He's a real manly man, if that's what you're into, and it just a real strong personality. But this isn't the type of guy that you can really fight with. And so if you're trying to fight with him, then you guys are just going to have all kinds of problems and are going to just, ugh. And so in the Popus is that you want a lot from this person. You want a lot, and you may need to rethink your femininity. I'm reading this book by Dr. Tony Grant right now, and she talks about being a woman and fulfilling your femininity, and so she talks about the Amazonian woman who they like get rid of their men kind of thing, like they fight with their men, and so this Queen of Swords is like, yeah, it's you're really powerful in your business life, but then you kind of fight with people in your personal life, and so it's hard to keep someone around. These really successful women, it's hard to keep people around when you're just at each other, and so I mean, how can you relax in your relationships, and and kind of. I opened up the book and it said, let him win. I was like, like, let him win. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But there's something about yielding the floor and letting your partner control the situation and just going with the flow and trying to let them lead. Because if you're trying to compete with them, they just get frustrated, they fight, and they leave, and then you just have this string of broken relationships that last for 20 years. That's me. Just relationships they just fall apart, and it's because I'm always fighting with my men, and instead of like I'm fighting for control, I'm trying to be on top when I don't know. It's nice to let them lead. And I find when I let my boyfriend lead that, it's very nice for me. It's very nice for me. So in the near future, I'm just kind of taking a look at this. I mean, I do have to admit the Tower does show up. The Tower does show up in this situation. So there is something, and the Three of Wands happens where you're going to get distance from this situation. And so this fight, so there's a fight, and so the falling tower, it's like a falling out. So it's an argument, and you guys need to get your space from one another. And so I think this person can sometimes be really sweet, and I think he might come towards you and be nice, but then you may push him away. So I don't know what's going on in this relationship of yours, but it seems really fiery. You guys may really be in the thick of it. And so that's really tricky. I'm not going to say whether or not this relationship is over, because you guys really go back and forth. And I feel like this person is like for you, and they like fight you, and they have like this obsession with you, and you guys go back and forth. And so I think they're kind of hooked to you and you're kind of hooked to them. But I don't know. There may be some distance coming. You do get the Four of Swords, which is quiet. This is the guy alone in his tent. He's alone and just thinking about the situation. And you get the Devil and your fears, so it's worried that this is just going to turn into an unhealthy obsession, that this is just going to destroy you and going to ruin you. It's just this fear of this relationship. It's like it's almost fearing its return, it's fearing its continue, it's fearing, it's just fearing all of it, and so I think maybe some distance is what you need. You get the Eight of Coins above, which is you guys thinking that you're going to work it out, that you're going to try to mend it. And but I don't know, I'm just kind of wondering, like maybe you do kind of have to think about it, because it does seem like you are attached to this person. Here's the Emperor. It does seem like you are attached to this person, but it's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems in this situation. I mean, this is like a lot of fighting and stuff. And so I'm just wondering, how healthy is this relationship? And so this Eight of Coins above you, which is this imagining that you're going to work it out. I don't know how reasonable that is, because you guys go back and forth so much. If you could try to let him win, you can try to let him win and try not to fight so much and see if that works. But there may be a collision of attachment styles here. And so there may be, I don't know. I think there's going to be some distance, and you guys are going to just figure out what's going on. I see that you get a lot of strength. Here's the Eight of Wands, which is funny. You might meet new people. You can see all these people meeting new people. So I think there is strength in kind of moving along when you get that opportunity to do that. So there is more fulfilling love out there for you. If it's too crazy, it might be too toxic, and you might want to release it a little bit, at least get some space from it. I feel like that's the main deal, is that you're just going to get some space from it. So, all right, the last one is, I just got a text message from my boyfriend. That's nice. So the last one is the Harry Potter deck. So these cards, I got them from Russia. I don't know how legal they are, but I ordered them. They're kind of flimsy. They're not necessarily like a really, I mean, they're sort of really flimsy, and they're kind of thick. They're kind of weird cards, but I like the pictures on them. They don't shuffle too good, so I shuffled them. I shuffled them before I came on here. I shuffled them a little bit, but I wanted to shuffle them a little bit more. I don't know how easy you can get this deck. I got it on eBay, but there was only like 2 of them on there, so I don't know if you can find it, but you can definitely follow me on my readings, and you can follow me. And if you want more Harry Potter tarot, let me know. Let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to do more. This is just something new that I'm trying to do. So, all right, I think these are shuffled. I'm going to cut them and see what's going on. Perfection. What is this? The Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is like meeting someone, and it's a celebration. It's people coming together and in unity and in harmony. Let me see here. It's crossed by, let me see, the Eight of Keys. It's kind of interesting. That's Cups, Discs, Torment. These are very interesting cards. Let me put them all out. So those are, let me see here. So I'm trying to figure out which one are the swords. So I think, let me see here. King of Discs. That's so funny. He showed up. The King of Pentacles, that there's somebody at a distance, somebody that you're going to talk to. They're at a distance and they're going to help you. So what is this? Maybe this is the Four of Swords, where perfection. I just think that's interesting. You're in a situation where you've perfected your skills and people are coming together and they're coming together in unity. And you get the interference. It seems as if you're going to get a message. You're going to get a message that's going to be the key to what you're looking for. So if you are searching for something, you kind of have to look for the key a little bit. You know, you got to look for the message in it, and what is it that you're supposed to learn. So underneath you get, let me see here. This is so interesting. I think these are swords. So the Eight of Swords, and then yeah, so you get this message, but then once you get this message, you're like tied into your mission. So you have to find out what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and you're given the keys in order to succeed. And so it seems as if you are meant to do business. You are meant to be busy and to have stuff to do. And so it's you don't sit idly by. You have things to do. And but like what you need to do is clear to you. You get the Two of Swords. So he's saying equilibrium, where you'll understand your mission, you'll understand what you're supposed to do. And if you stay on your path, then you will achieve your goals. Now you get the Ace of Discs and the Queen of Swords. And so the Queen of Swords is definitely a lot of power and expressing your power and wielding your power. Sometimes, you may have a weapon or who knows what, but you are a powerful person, and you kind of run the show a little bit. You call the shots and you say what happens, and you get the Ace of Discs where you are given like the specific challenge that you're supposed to. So somebody gives you something. You may get some sort of a token, some sort of money, some sort of gift, and this gift you're supposed to use for the greater good. And so these are cards that show up in the past. Now you get the Five of Cups. What is this? And the Nine of Cups in the future. So that's so interesting. So you don't always get what you want first shot. So you have to go and try and then try again. And so it doesn't, and so your first shot, you're going to experience disappointment. So you're going to try something and it's not going to work out exactly the way you want to the first time. Maybe not even the second time, but you will find the answer to what you're looking for. You will figure out what it is that you are supposed to do. And you get, and joy, it's the Nine of Cups, which is you get what you are seeking. Now you get the Magician above you, which is you are imagining, stealing the show, running the day, being all powerful. And I think that you join abilities with someone. Somebody comes to you and you do it together. It's not all you. I think you kind of start off as a solo journey, but you end up meeting with people and coming together. So it says that there's somebody, some sort of a love, some sort of an interest, some sort of a some sort of a interesting new situation that comes to you. Ace of Cups can even be a little bit of love. So and this is a love that joins you on your journey. And I think this love joins you when you are at a dark time, when things are the darkest and you feel as if you're the most alone, and you kind of pray for that space to be filled, and you reach out to whatever faith that you have, and you seek that power that gets you through this dark time, and this love comes and fills the place, and your request is answered. And so you get the Eight of Cups, which is you fear that you're going to lose and that you're going to leave empty-handed. But I don't think you leave empty-handed. I think you get a companion, and you guys work together, and you figure out what you need to figure out, and you get through the mission. So I think that you're going to be very, very successful in what you do. And just to kind of sum this up, I think that there is something that you need to do, and that what you need to do is going to be clear to you, that your mission is going to be clear. And I think you're going to be busy, and there's some stuff that, that you're going to work on. And I think you start off on your journey alone, but then, and you are trying to figure it out, and you experience disappointments, and, but then you start to win. But then you start to feel alone and lost. And I think during this dark time, you kind of summon something inside of you, and you attract a partner. And I think you attract the people that you need to form the unit in your life that allows you to attain what it is that you need to attain. So I think you do very good. So anyways, thank you so much for joining my reading, and thank you so much for joining my Patreon. And I hope you enjoyed February reading. Stay tuned for more full-length readings, and soon I'm going to be doing live. So take care. Bye-bye.